Welcome to Meldon Law and Friends. We got a great show for you today. We have the mayor of the World Equestrian Center here, Vincent Meil, and he's a good friend, and I think you're going to really enjoy what's going on at the center of the horse world right here in Ocala, Florida, the World Equestrian Center. And so we're very excited. I want you to stick around and make sure you hear what we have in our own backyard that is the number one horse facility in the world, in my opinion. People at Churchill Downs might argue with us, or in Kentucky folks might argue, but I'm a hometown guy, and I'm calling World Equestrian Center the Disney World of the universe, so of the horse universe. So anyhow, before we get going, I want to tell you a little bit about what's going on in the world. I'm your host, Jeffrey Meldon. I'm the founder and attorney at Meldon Law. We're very proud to be serving the North Central Florida community since 1971. We've got a great team of 40 people at our office that give top-notch Ritz-Carlton service. In fact, we're taking the whole team to the Ritz-Carlton at Amelia Island to make sure that they get an example of what first-class service is like. And when you contact Meldon Law for any help regarding an accident, an injury that you've sustained, that's our goal, and that's what we do, and every team member is trained for that. So that's my pitch for Meldon Law, because I know there's nobody else in this area that's going to give you better service and a better result. That's a fact. Anyhow, a couple other things. The Ocala Chamber of Commerce is having an event June 20th at the Paddock Mall in Ocala. Looks like fun. Great door prizes. There's going to be plenty of food, drink. It's from 5 to 7, Thursday, June 20th, at the Paddock Mall in Ocala. So if you're a business person, or even if you just want to go have a good time, show up at the Paddock Mall at 5 o'clock up till 7, and it's a great networking event. Meldon Law tries to be very involved in the community, and I'm sure we'll have 8 or 10 of our team members there, including myself, in order to say hi to everybody and make sure that we stay connected with the community. Florida Gator Track and Field at the Olympic Trials beginning Friday, June 21st, this coming Friday. Wow. That's going to be cool. I'm sure it'll be on TV all weekend and all of next week. So let's do it. Meldon Law, we're sponsoring the Rolling Thunder Florida Chapter 3 Poker Run on June 22nd. That would be Saturday, June 22nd, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Gainesville Harley-Davidson dealership. Just show up there at the Harley dealer. Those of you that ride Harleys will know where it is. I don't know if they allow you to show up, with a Triumph or a BMW, but anyhow, they call it, a poker run. The Rolling Thunder chapter is doing the poker run, and the proceeds, this is very important, are going to help fund the POWs and the MIAs, and they want to have a Newberry Veterans Memorial Park statue in honoring POWs and MIAs. Construction to begin the fall of this year. So join us out there again, Saturday, June 22nd, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Wind Rocks the Riley for rock and roll fans. I met Hunter at our Great Southern Music Hall exhibition at the Matheson Museum last week. Wow, what a nice team they have from Wind FM. Shout out to them. And they put on a show. It's called Titans of Rock. And what are they going to be doing? They're going to have tribute bands. And this band they're bringing is going to pay tribute to two of my favorite artists, Journey and Bon Jovi. Like Don't Stop Believin', Wanted Dead or Alive. And I went to the Tom Petty show in May. It was great, and what a beautiful setting there at the Riley in Ocala. If you haven't been there, do it. It's awesome. And there's a lead singer that embodies both Steve Perry and John Bon Jovi. That's what they're telling us. So I think I had a great time. You should have a great time if you go. The only way you can tell is if you go. Meldon Law is always giving away tickets to all of these events. So all you have to do is go to Meldon Law's Facebook page. Good chance you can win a ticket or two and go see the show. If not, do yourself a favor and go buy a ticket. You'll have a wonderful time. Another big deal coming up at the end of July, Meldon Law is partnering up with PAVE's 24th annual Stop the Violence Back to School rally, July 27th at Santa Fe College. And this is really important. Our good friend, the Reverend Carl Anderson, is the mastermind behind all this, and we are the major sponsor for it. And we're giving away 3,000 backpacks to school kids who want a little bit of encouragement, and we're going to fill them up with school gear. So check it out. All you have to do is show up on Saturday, July 27th. It starts at 9 o'clock. And I've been to 4 or 5 now we've been sponsoring, and they're awesome. There's going to be a program with the law enforcement community there, with other members of the community, just to show our support for Stop the Violence. A couple other things. Ticket giveaway, we are getting ready to really gear up, whether it's football, basketball, gymnastics, baseball, softball. It is in full swing at Meldon Law 24/7. Speaking about baseball, yours truly was out in Omaha this past week for the Gators baseball game at the World Series of college baseball. And for those of you that haven't seen what's going on, the Gators have been strong. They lost one game late Saturday night. It went into Sunday morning. There was a 4-hour rain delay. Anyhow, they won. Now they're playing again tonight, actually, and unless it rains, which it looks like it might. It's been raining and storming. You know, we saw a tornado nearby when we were out there in Omaha. We get hurricanes here in Florida, but they get the tornadoes more than we do. So anyhow, the Gators are hot and really do an amazing job. This was supposed to be an off year for the Gators, and they surprised everybody. They are in the World Series, and they're still standing. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if we can root on the Gators. And if any of you ever have a chance to go out to Omaha for a World Series out there, it's friggin' awesome, man. It's like, the cathedral for college baseball, a 24,000 seat stadium that was completed in 2011. Amazing stadium. It's called the Charles Schwab Field at Omaha, and they did an amazing job on the stadium and the whole experience. Downtown Omaha is very, very cool. So that's what's going on. I have here our book, Buying Florida Auto Insurance. It's a consumer guide. You could see it. It's not long, and everything as far as my recommendations regarding what kind of insurance you need is contained in the book. Actually, it's on one page, page 33. All you have to do is take this to your local insurance agent and have it compare to your policy currently versus our recommendations. It'll also, in a very, very brief fashion, let you know what some of the terms are that are on your insurance policy, like what's uninsured motorist. Well, you better have it if you're in the state of Florida, because this is the Wild West. We're the only state where you don't have a mandatory insurance, and it's absolutely crazy. The only thing that's mandatory in Florida is $10,000 worth of property damage for the other person's car, not yours, and $10,000 worth of medical payment insurance. They call it personal injury protection, but it doesn't protect much, because the bill that established the $10,000 for property damage and $10,000 for personal injury protection, listen to this, 51 years old. That's when $10,000 was worth about $50,000. And guess what? $10,000 won't get you squat now. So the Florida Justice Association that Carrie and myself are proud members of passed a bill, we passed a bill in the House and Senate a couple years ago to get in line with the rest of the states. Like I said, Florida's the only state that doesn't have mandatory bodily injury liability insurance. So there's a problem. It has to do with the insurance industry. They are making money hand over fist by charging outrageous amounts for only $10,000 worth of coverage. I mean, you could get $50,000 worth of coverage in most other states compared to what they're charging you for $10,000 in Florida. It's a complete ripoff. However, the insurance company has a lot of influence. So do the Florida Justice Association attorneys, and we're trying to make sure that you get a fair shake. So, again, it's free. Buying Florida auto insurance, you can get it by calling the office, 352-373-8000, or you can go online to meldonlaw.com. It's right at the top. You'll see a button there, and you can get a free copy. So make sure you check it out. We don't sell insurance. However, it's heartbreaking when you find people that, through no fault of their own, sitting at a stoplight or rear end, and they wind up with hundreds of thousands of medical bills, lifelong injuries, surgeries, and the only thing you can get out of that is zero, because all your PIP money goes to take care of your medical bills, which $10,000, you can't even get in and out of an emergency room for $10,000. So it's stupid, it's antiquated, it's 51 years old. However, the secret is that the insurance industry is screwing everyone over. So don't go naked. You got to get uninsured motorist coverage at the very, very least. Uninsured motorist coverage. Call your agent. Do not go online. Don't call an 800 number. Go to your local neighborhood insurance agent, somebody who's been there for 20 or 30 years and knows what they're talking about. They'll tell you what you need based on your individual circumstances. And you're going to be shocked that when you find out how much coverage you can get for the same amount that you're paying right now. And that's my pitch. I'm Jeffrey Meldon with Meldon Law, and I'm telling the truth. So we are going to move on. We're going to take a short break here, and when we come back, we're going to be talking with Vincent Meil, who I call the mayor of WEC. So we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Jeffrey, doing?
Well, I'm joining the band, of course. Since Meldon Law is the official law firm partner of the Florida Gators, I want to help.
Dad, we're litigators. Let's stick to helping people in the courtroom.
Well, can we still hang out and jam a little bit? At Meldon Law, we won't back down.
I was going down a one-way street and a girl that was driving her car T-boned me on my scooter. I ended up going for an MRI and discovering that I had 2 herniated discs. Coming to Cary allowed me to not have to worry about what doctor I was gonna see or what physical therapist I had to go to. They say, these are the people we trust. You're gonna have a great experience there, and I honestly did each time.
Call Meldon Law. Your consultation is absolutely free.
Alberta, I understand you were witnesses to a crash. Can you tell us about the accident? When you're in a crash, it's important to get witness statements immediately after the accident. Whether you're in a car, truck, motorcycle, scooter, or even a golf cart accident, at Meldon Law, we won't back down.
And I was in an accident. Someone ran a red light and hit me, and I was hurt. You don't know where to turn. Luckily, I called Jeffrey. These big insurance companies, they don't want you to win. They truly don't. But Jeffrey and his firm and the people that work here, they just really fight for you. You call the law offices of Jeffrey Meldon, because you're going to need help, and they will help you.
Call Meldon Law right now.
Hey, Sammy, look who's there. Say hi.
Hey!
You again.
Meldon Law, Jeffrey speaking.
Jeffrey!
Somebody else hit us here.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
After the car accident, your personal life takes a toll when you have major injuries. Being a mother of 3 kids, having to work, it became overwhelming. Didn't know what was going to be my outcome, but Meldon Law actually, they went above and beyond.
At Meldon Law, we're not just your legal team, we're your support system. You do not have to go through this alone. At Meldon Law, we won't back down.
Welcome back to Meldon Law and Friends. And I want to tell you, everyone, we have a special guest today. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, your host and founder at Meldon Law and an attorney, and I still practice and have a great time. Our team is awesome. So if you ever need help, check out meldonlaw.com. Again, our guest today is Vincent Meil, who is, as I call him, the mayor of WEC, the World Equestrian Center. Welcome to the show, Vincent.
Thank
How
you,
you
Jeffrey.
doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
You know, I went over to the World Equestrian Center about a month ago, and Vincent took me around on the golf cart because you can't walk through the whole property easily. It's huge.
It is an expansive property, just under 400 acres we sit on right now.
So this is the, I call it the Walt Disney World of the horse, the horse folks. The
horse world.
The horse world.
The
Walt Disney World of the horse world?
Yes, we hear that quite often.
Okay.
Combination Walt Disney, the White House, and Taj Mahal for horses.
Yeah, and it's so much fun because it is all designed based on the experience for those that are your visitors, right?
That is correct. Correct.
So let's go back a little bit and talk about how it came to be in Ocala. I know the Roberts family was involved. Tell us a little bit about the history of the Roberts family and how everything came together in our beloved Ocala, Florida.
Sure. So Mr. and Mrs. Roberts actually started in the business world in the middle 1960s when Mr. Roberts purchased his first moving truck. I believe it was a box truck, and I believe he paid $750 for this first truck, and started moving things, doing logistics. And eventually one truck grew into a second truck, which turned into a tractor trailer, and so on and so on. And R&L Carriers is now the largest privately owned trucking company in the country. The horse side of it has always been the passion project of Mrs. Roberts, and they started with their first World Equestrian Center in Wilmington, Ohio. That's where the dream really started. And then it was back in 2016 that construction began on the property in Ocala now.
Now, they had been in Ocala for a long time, right?
They had been in Ocala for quite a while with their purchase and management of Golden Ocala horse and housing development right in town.
Yeah, now, Golden Ocala, I knew it as primarily a golf course and country club, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Did they also have some horse facility there?
They do have equine facilities at Golden Ocala as well. Some of the homes have their own private barns and riding rings as well, right on property.
Okay, so let's get back to 2016.
2016 construction began. It went through 2020 when we started to host our first event. And then the Equestrian Hotel just recently celebrated its third anniversary, Mother's Day of this year. So the hotel's been there for 3 years, and then back in March of this year, we just opened our second hotel, the Riding Academy. So we have 2 hotels on property now.
Yeah, I've been out there 4 or 5 times, but when Vincent took me around, all of a sudden I started to understand how the whole design of the property is starting to come together, because the Riding Academy Hotel is, separated enough from the original hotel, right?
Yes. So the Equestrian Hotel, the original hotel, 248 rooms, and the Riding Academy now 390 rooms. So it is significantly bigger. It is also completely dog friendly, because anybody who has spent any time in the equestrian world knows that where there are horses, there are dogs as well.
Well, not only that, Mrs. Roberts, a huge dog person,
a huge
right?
dog lover herself. Correct.
Yeah, and when you go through the hotel, you see all these dogs, great pictures of dogs framed.
Yes.
Portraits, right?
Yes.
Not just pictures, portraits.
Yes. So right now we have 105 different dog portraits in the main lobby of the Equestrian Hotel, in the hallways of the hotel, and within Stirrups Restaurant. And they are all just a testament of, like you said, Mrs. Roberts' loves for dogs, and just the accompaniment where there's horses, there's dogs.
Yeah, I mean, we have dogs in our home. We don't have horses now, but I'll tell you, when my daughter was growing up, she fell in love with horse riding and became a hunter jumper.
Okay.
And we used to go to hits.
Yes.
This is, I'm trying to think how long ago, 25, 30 years ago and
Probably
stuff.
sounds about right.
Yeah. And hits was... Back then, it was a big deal because they had Olympic riders there. And,
Correct. Yes.
And that was kind of my first introduction to some of the events in Ocala for horse riding. Tell us a little bit about, what goes on at the World Equestrian Center.
So at WEC, we have 3 main times of year for hunter-jumper events. We have our summer series, which we are in right now. We just wrapped up our first week of summer series just this past weekend. There will be 8 more weeks of summer series.
I've got to ask you this now. I was reading where, it's hot as hell, right? It's like 92 degrees, but you have air-conditioned facilities, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about that, because, when my daughter was a hunter jumper, we went up to Boone, North Carolina,
Yes.
and there was this magnificent horse riding event up there. Mm-hmm. But in Florida, it's really hot, and it might be difficult.
It is, and the 25 separate barns that we have on property, they are all climate controlled. So no matter what the weather, the horses are never going to really be out in the extreme heat for too long. Except during the competition, mainly on Saturday night.
So, so the competition's at night when it cools down a little bit.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Grand Prix are on Saturday evening, beginning at 7:30.
Okay, I was a little bit confused because I know you have these large, exhibition centers, and I didn't know if they were riding in the exhibition centers during the summer or not.
So the two expo centers that we have on property are primarily for large gatherings, not necessarily horse related, but there are 5 indoor arenas as well at World Equestrian Center. So there are different events that can be carried out in climate-controlled conditions. A lot of dressage and things of that nature.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've been out to some of the home shows and stuff, and Meldon Law is always, trying to make sure we represent there and have involvement, because WEC is a lot more than just the horse capital of the world. It's more than that. It's a place where there's tons of events.
Yes, it's becoming more and more known as a destination. Not only for horse events, but for things, craft shows and car shows and home shows. So, as time goes by and more people learn about the center and the types of things that we can host, we will just continue to grow and even be more busy than we are at the moment.
So let me ask you this. If folks want to see what events are coming up, where should they go?
So the easiest place to see a list of events is our homepage, worldequestriancenter.com/events. And that will take you right to a detailed list of everything that's going to be planned for this month as well throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, and most of the events are open if you want to go, right?
Yes, all of the events that are at the World Equestrian Center, as far as hunter-jumper events, summer series, things that are going on right now, there is no charge to attend or to park at these. They are a completely free event.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, because when you go out there and you walk around the grounds, it's so unique. Let's talk about what is its position in the world of horses. When we talk about the horses, remember, you got thoroughbreds, you got your quarter horses, you got the horses, the dressage. Tell us a little bit about what makes WEC a little bit different than, say, just going to Churchill Downs, where it's primarily thoroughbreds.
Well, at the World Equestrian Center, we can host every type of discipline. As you said, dressage, hunter jumpers, English, barrel racing. It's just such an expansive property that has the flexibility to handle any type of discipline of horse events. So that's definitely one of the things that makes us unique and sets us apart from any other place anywhere in the country or the world, for that matter.
Yeah, some of our best friends, when they were younger, we're talking about cowgirls that like barrel racing. And if you want to see some intense events, watch these young girls doing their,
Absolutely.
Barrel racing, right?
Absolutely. That is something for somebody with a much stronger heart than me.
So anyhow, I've had enough connection with the horse world through my daughter, so that I was lucky to kind of see what was going on. And it's, we're so well positioned. Tell us what your job is at the World Equestrian Center.
So thank you so much for asking, first of all. My job is the concierge at the Equestrian Hotel and on the property. And I really like to tell people that I truly believe that I have the best job on the property. I have a tremendous amount of freedom to move about the property and, speak with guests, not only that have been there before, but a lot of times first-timers that are just unfamiliar with exactly what we do and the type of events that we have, keeping everybody as informed as possible. And I also like to tell the story that this is the first job I've ever had. I did not apply for this job, and I did not interview for this job.
How did it happen?
Well, it happened a little over 2 years ago. I actually had applied and was hired to work in one of the restaurants. And I was in the restaurant for about a month when a supervisor position opened. And I was encouraged to apply for this position, even though I had not ever done anything like that before. And much to my surprise, I was promoted. And I worked in that restaurant for about 6 months. And I had another great opportunity to work in our fine dining restaurant, Stirrups. And I was there for a few months, and then I received a telephone call from our food and beverage director, and he had told me that he had been speaking with ownership, Mrs. Roberts, and she had decided it was time to have somebody in this position in the hotel, and these are the types of things that I would, be in charge of and take care of, and it sounded perfect for me. And he told her that it was not necessary to interview or advertise for the position because he already had the perfect person for the position. So
that is such a cool story.
It is, and it's a very proud moment for me, and I take the job very, very seriously, and very happy doing it.
At Meldon Law, we always talk about creating the Ritz-Carlton experience for our clients, and that we try to ingrain that within our team and say, look, if you deliver top-notch service, everything else will happen in a great way and in a natural way.
Agreed.
Talk about that, because you obviously are in tune with how to deliver the Ritz-Carlton experience.
Indeed. The motto of the World Equestrian Center, quality, class, and distinction. And, we just all have a very strong belief that when you take care of the guest the correct way, they will respond, and they will always come back, and they will always continue to be a repeat customer, and that is something that we look forward to very much.
Yeah. So, have you had any strange kind of requests that you've had to take care of?
Nothing that I could go in too much depth with, but nothing that's been too crazy.
But
no.
if your kid's crying when Vincent is there and wants some chocolate milk, he'll make sure it gets there, even if the facility is closed.
Correct.
Right?
Those types of things. That's just what we do. We just make it happen.
It's so when folks come to the World Equestrian Center, and they're not all multimillionaires or billionaires.
No, that's not the case at all. And, another really nice thing about the World Equestrian Center is to come and visit. You don't necessarily have to be partaking of an event that's going on property. Everything is open to the public. We have the University of Florida Medical Center that's going to be opening very soon.
Oh, that's exciting.
Which is very exciting, yes. We already have the University of Florida Veterinary Clinic on property. This is for horses and small animals. And I believe that this is one location of only 3 in the country where a horse can come and have a standing MRI. So this is top-notch, state-of-the-art facility, and it's at everybody's disposal. You can come from anywhere to bring your animal to be treated.
So I want to emphasize that although the World Equestrian Center is amazing and top-notch, and if you're a billionaire, welcome. You can fly your private jet in, and and Vincent will be there to greet you and make sure everything is perfect. However, right, if you know the horse world, most people in the horse world are, they get their hands dirty, and they're not, fancy people, right?
No, certainly not afraid to dig in and get their hands dirty. And,
I've heard that about Mrs. Roberts.
Mrs. Roberts absolutely is going to be one of the first hands-on people there. Absolutely, no question.
And it really makes it fun because horses are such beautiful animals. And
they are very majestic, and we have a lot of people that come that aren't necessarily in the horse world, but they're just so excited and enthused to know that we have something like this so close to us, and they can come and observe, virtually any time.
So again, it's the World Equestrian Center, and we just opened up a new hotel, the Riding Academy Hotel, 390 dog-friendly rooms, which is important because who wants to leave their dog home when you're bringing the whole family? And, if your dog likes to travel, then bring him or her along. I know that it's a huge property. You've developed almost 400 acres of it, but I've read where there's 6,000 more acres available.
That is correct. In addition to the developed land already, we have 6,000 plus total acres contiguous that touch property of the World Equestrian Center. So there's significant room for expansion down the road.
For those of you that I learned real estate law in law school. Okay, I can tell you 6,000 acres is about 9 square miles, and that's 3 miles by 3 miles.
Yes.
That's a big property.
Yes.
And well, the good part is as the World Equestrian Center grows, you have the land to expand it, to build homes, and have some homes that are going to be bigger than others. However, it's going to be really wonderful for Marion County.
It will, and a lot of the infrastructure for the home sites that you speak of is already in place. The power, the lights, water, sewer, everything is already in place. So pretty soon, I think we will start to see some housing development on property as well.
So I have breaking news.
All right, I'm ready.
So Meldon Law decided to open up on Highway 27 in Williston, which is about 15-20 minutes away from
Very
where
nice.
WEC
Yes,
is.
congratulations.
Right? And WEC had a lot to do with our decision to open there.
Oh, good. Good. All in a positive way.
Yeah. I mean, because, although there's tons of visitors and stuff, it's really locals who have the best opportunity to come out and hang out and be there on a regular basis.
Agreed.
And that whole area on 27, I think over the next 20 years, you'll come back and it's going to be amazing.
It will be amazing, and it will be completely different. I don't think anybody will really recognize what it can transform to from what it is today.
So this is exciting. It's a big deal. And, think about the ability to board your horse, have the world's best veterinary clinic there to treat your horse, that you're going to be able to experience the enthusiasm of the crowd. And the viewing there is so cool, right? The display, what do you call the area, the arena right in front of the main hotel?
The Grand Arena.
The Grand Arena.
The Grand Arena in front of the Equestrian Hotel, about 135,000 square feet of competition space.
Yeah, now that is magnificent. And how, is there any place else in the United States where they have something like that?
Nothing to my knowledge measures to what we have here, right here in Ocala.
It's kind of interesting because Kentucky horses, you always hear about Kentucky horses as far as thoroughbred racing, right?
Sure.
However, a lot of them are really mostly raised in Ocala, right?
Yes. There is a large population of horses raised in Ocala that do eventually move and compete in Kentucky.
Yeah. I was surprised when I was hearing about how they do it. Like, they're shipping the mares up to Kentucky during the breeding season, right?
Yeah.
And then they, I guess, they bring them back, and then when they're ready to drop their foals, they take them back to Kentucky, so that they can say that they were
born in
Kentucky, because it has nothing to do with anything except that people pay more money if they were born in Kentucky.
This is correct.
Okay?
This is correct.
And I think over the next 20 years, that may change a little bit, because I think people are going to figure out there's another way to do it that's easier than
Yes, I agree.
I had the privilege of going to the 150th running of the Kentucky Derby last month in May, and I had never been there.
How exciting. That must have just been wonderful for you.
It was awesome, and it had special meaning for me because my mother went to the 1937 running of the Kentucky Derby, saved the program. Before she died, she gave me the program.
Nice.
And now I have the 2024 program from the Kentucky Derby. And I was really excited because I had no idea of what, you kind of have an idea. You see on TV the race, right? And it shows the spires at Kentucky, at Churchill Downs, but you don't really see the whole property. You don't see everything that's going on. You see a little bit about the people dressed up, the dress. My wife spent like 2 months trying to find the right hat and the right
and getting prepared. Understood.
And, she was going to me, honey, this purse is, way more than I wanted to spend, right? And she said, but it would look absolutely. I said, honey, we're just going there for, a few days, and she got dressed amazing, looked great. We had friends up there.
Outstanding. What a great time.
So here's my tip to those of you that have never been to the Kentucky Derby. Number one, go. Okay. Number two, if you're on a limited budget, on Friday, they have the Kentucky Oaks. The Kentucky Oaks is for the fillies, the girl horses, and everybody dresses up in pink. And I showed Vincent some pictures of some of the outfits, right?
Certainly.
Outrageous,
They
right?
were great.
I had a blast. And it was a little bit more laid back. It wasn't late. It was pretty full, but it was a little more laid back than the next day, Saturday, where the Derby is. And then everything is, culminates to the day of the Kentucky Derby. The reason I mentioned if you're on a budget, because the tickets for the Kentucky Oaks are a couple $100. The tickets for the Kentucky Derby can be 10 times or more than that.
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
And for the 150th,
That was
it was a lot.
Very big deal.
I had made a deal with a friend. I bought tickets 8 months before the race, with the option of either selling them or using them.
Smart.
And we wound up
Using them. Good for you.
Using them, and it was terrific. However, I will tell you that no matter what your budget is, put that on your bucket list and go up there, and you'll see all the pomp and circumstance, and it's fun. It's the mint juleps. Where we were sitting, they kept giving us mint juleps, and they were included apparently, because I kept trying to pay for them, and the guy said, "No, you don't understand." And he had like this the kind of carton that you take Coca-Colas on, right? And he had the strap around his neck, and he's got mint juleps, and he's handing them out left and right. No wonder everybody loves going to the Kentucky Derby. So let's get back to the World Equestrian Center before we wrap up the show. The World Equestrian Center, let's talk about where it's located, how to get in touch, how to find out what the events are, and most importantly, if you go to the World Equestrian Center and you need help, you're going to call Vincent Meil, and he is going to make sure that you have a world-class experience. And just tell him Jeffrey Meldon sent you.
Absolutely, Jeffrey. Thank you so much.
Let's talk some more about, though, what are some of the events that will be coming up, not only in the summer, but next winter?
So for the rest of the summer, again, we have our Hunter Jumper Summer Series. It's going to go on for the next 9 weeks. And then going forward, as we get closer to fall, we have different events going on in the Expo Center. We have Comic-Con coming on. We are going to have another home show, another arts and crafts show. And then there's going to be different dressage events going into December. And, of course, going into December, we have our Winter Wonderland Spectacular, the display that goes on the entire month of December right in the Grand Arena area. And this is something that it has grown by a budget of $1 million every year for the past years that it has been opened.
This is during Christmas time?
This is all during Christmas time, yes.
So it's a great time for families to get away. And
absolutely.
What goes on during this Winter Wonderland?
So at Winter Wonderland, we have carnival performers. There's live music. There's different entertainment every night. There's Disney princesses that walk around. Just a high energy, family friendly experience for everybody to come out and see the Equestrian Center, even if you're not necessarily a horse person, just to be able to see the property and the different types of things that we're capable of doing and putting on.
But you have events going on as well, huh?
There will be events going on during December as well, yes. And then just after the first of the year is when we go into our winter series. This is a 12-week-long series that this year, this past March, for the first time, we had the Longines League of Nations event, and that's the first time it's ever been taking place here in the United States. Wow. So yes, that's very, very exciting. We're going to have that for the next 3 years. And for those of out that are trying to put this into perspective, League of Nations to horse people is what Super Bowl is to football people. So this is definitely a very, very large, very exciting event.
But you have the Olympic jumpers and stuff as well,
yes,
right?
That is correct.
And now what events take place during the League of Nations?
So it's all hunter-jumper events that are going on during League of Nations. It's just a culmination of just some of the top best performers and riders in the world that all come to one place to compete.
So this is the kind of stuff you'd see in the Olympics.
Correct.
And so those of you that want to see Olympic caliber competition,
yes,
right, in a beautiful setting, and the weather is pretty nice here in Florida.
That time of year it is perfect, absolutely.
Yeah. So in this, there's about 90 days where everybody up north goes to all these events and stuff like that. But the rest of the year, we own the rest of the year.
We own the rest, correct. That is correct.
So anyhow, we're getting ready to wrap up here. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. You can see all the helmets behind us. Steve Spurrier, of course, the head ball coach. We're at his restaurant and inside the podcast room, and we're good friends with the head ball coach as well as Freddie Wiebe, who's the mastermind behind a lot of this. And I wanted to send out a special thank you to the head ball coach. Meldon Law had our 25th annual Scholar Athlete Banquet at the Champions Club in May 17th, and the head ball coach showed up to welcome all of the current Meldon Law TV20 Scholar Athletes of the Year, as well as the over 750 past scholarship winners who showed up for a grand event. And that's what the head ball coach is all about, giving back to the community, recognizing the good things that are going on in the world. And if you come here to Spurrier's, the head ball coach shows up at least 3 or 4 times a week, and we'll yuck it up with you and tell some stories. And the museum here is world class. I mean, for a restaurant that's actually a museum first, you can't miss this opportunity. So come and visit us at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Have dinner, then you can go up to the World Equestrian Center and hang out with Vincent Meil and have a great time.
Please
and
do. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, these are really, I'm telling you, WEC and this restaurant museum here are very unique places.
Indeed.
And it's all right here in North Central Florida, right? Our little part of the world. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for watching and listening, Meldon Law and Friends, and we'll be back next week with another edition. Thank you very much.